Good morning, students. Now we are going to see the third part of the advent of the Europeans to India. In this third part, I am going to explain about the three Carnatic wars and as well as the British rule in India. So, the first Carnatic wars, when it was started, it is in the year 1746 till to the 1748 it was. So, on the request of the duplex, Law Bordines, a French military leader from the Mauritius, invaded the Madras and captured it from the English. So, this forced the helpless British to request the help of Anwaruddin. This is the Nawab of Carnatic. Anwaruddin was the Nawab of the Carnatic. So, the British, they need the help from this Nawab of Carnatics. So the army sent by Anwaruddin failed to defeat the French at Madras. Finally, Law Bordines took money from English and returned Madras and went back to Mauritius. So this enraged Dupleix and he attempted to take Madras but also failed. So finally the war ended with the Treaty of Europe between the France and England. So this is called the Treaty of Aix-la-Chapelle. So here you are going to get one MCQ question, children. The first Carnatic war ended in the Treaty of Aix-la-Chapelle. Next we will move on to the second Carnatic war, 1749 to 1754. In the changed circumstances, the French made Salabat Jung, another son of the Asaf Jah as the Nizam of Hyderabad. An officer named Buzi was appointed in Hyderabad for his protection by the French. So, in the Carnatic, Chanda Sahib had become the Nawab with the help of the French here. So, the Robert Clive of a British East India Company attacked Arcot. He was a very clever clerk from the East India Company from the British side. So the capital city of Karnataka and defeated the Chanda Sahib. Chanda Sahib was imprisoned and later he was killed in the war. Chanda Sahib was imprisoned by this Robert Clive and also he was killed also in the war. In the place of Chanda Sahib, the English named the Muhammad Ali, the son of Anwaruddin, was the Nawab of Carnatic. The second Carnatic war ended with the Treaty of Pondicherry. So, in the second Carnatic war, the French recalled the Dupleix again. So, this war brought laurels to the English. So, while the French suffered a political setback. Why the French is suffering a political setback? The setback means, children, here more or less the English company was a private company and the French company was a government company. Then to the French is not getting more benefits or the help from their company, but the English, they were always getting the help from they'll be having a very good administration and also the army, everything they are having, war equipments, everything. So because of that, so the French were not able to face with this English, so they were defeated or they suffered a political setback with this English here. Next we'll move on to the third Carnatic war. The third Carnatic war, it has taken place in the year 1756 to 1763. So Count de Lally of the French attempted to besiege the fort Bandivouche in the year 1760. In this decisive battle, Sir Ayerkote of the English army defeated the French and he was imprisoned in the Buzi here. Sir Ayerkote was imprisoned in the Buzi here. So Lally escaped and hid in Pondicherry. So finally Ayerkote attacked the Pondicherry and Lally had surrendered unconditionally in the year 1761. The French lost all their bases in India due to the Carnatic wars. Already before only I said, children, so the French were not getting any help from their company. So why? They have faced a lot of problems. They have faced a lot of losses also, and they were not able to face with the English also. They were not having support, they were not getting any support from their company here. So as per the Treaty of Paris signed in the year 1763, so Pondicherry was returned to the French here. So with this development, the French lost their importance in India. In this way, the French so in this way, the English, by defeating all their rivals, started consolidating their power in the southern India. So here also, children, the second Carnatic War ended with the Treaty of Pondicherry, and the third Carnatic War ended a Treaty of the Paris, signed in the Treaty of the Paris. So it is in the year 1763. This also you are going to get the MCQ questions. Next we'll move on to the British rule in India. How was the British rule in India? So after gaining the political control over South India, because they have won with this French, so they wanted to show the supremacy in India. So here that after gaining political control over the South India, so the British tried to gain control over the rich Bengal province in the later part of the 18th century. The Bengal province had achieved tremendous growth in the areas of agriculture, commerce and industries also. So the British East India Company was making considerable profits from this province, the Dastak. What is the meaning of the Dastak? Here also you are going to get an MCQ question. So Dastak means a free passes. The company has provided the free passes to the Britishers. That free passes must be used or utilized only for the company purpose, not for their own use. So, but Britishers, they were using like that. So that free passes was issued by the Mughal ruler Farrukh Siyar, were the main reason for this. So, but these dastaks that were limited to the company transaction were misused by the individual officers of the company too. So this resulted in huge loss to the Bengal governments. Hence the Nawab from the Musharraf Ali Khan to visit the Ali Vardi Khan opposed such misuses and all. So this led to the confrontation between the Nawabs and the company. So this resulted in the two crucial wars which charted a decisive course to Indian history. So that is Plassey and the Buxar. So these are the two wars has taken place here by misusing the Dastak. Once again I am reminding, Dastak means a free passes issued from the company. Only that should be used for the company use, not for the personal use. They have used the personally, so because they have faced a lot of losses here. So now we'll come to the Battle of Plassey here, children. So Battle of Plassey. It has taken place in the year 1757. Ali Vardi Khan, the Nawab of Bengal, died in the year 1756. His grandson Sirajid Dowla came to the throne. So next the Battle Plassey took place between the young Nawab Sirajid Dowla and the British in the year 1757 here. So the Battle of Plassey are reasons. There are three reasons are there in this Battle of Plassey. One is misuse of the dastaks. Second one is mending of the fort without the permission. And also the third one is a black room tragedy. Children, you are going to get this reason is, if you write the reason, if they ask you to write the reasons for the Battle of Plassey, if you write that, you will be getting 3 marks. So 3 marks questions also it may come. Or they will ask you to write about the black room tragedy. This is for 2 marks. Mending fort without a permission. This is also for the 2 marks. And misuse for the dastak. This is for the 1 mark. So what is this reason for the Battle of Plassey? One is misuse of dastak. Sirajid Dowla was very furious that the dastak were misused by the officials of the company, causing losses to the government treasury. So 1 mark question. So mending of the fort without the permission, without taking a permission with the permission, the Britishers did not take on the permission. Without taking the permission, they constructed the forts. This further angered the Sirajid Dowla and ordered the removal of the cannons from the fort. So the British refused to do so, angering the Nawab further here. So, like that. Next, we will go to that Black Room tragedy. This is for the 2 marks. Siraj-ud-Dowlah got angry, no? So, Siraj-ud-Dowlah conquered Fort William easily and imprisoned some of the Britishers here. Because why he got angry? Without his permission, they have constructed the forts also. So, because of that, he was imprisoned some of the Britishers. He imprisoned 146 Englishmen in a small room in the fort, of which 123 were died. This is called the Black Room tragedy. So, this enraged the Robert Clive and arrived in Bengal with a very huge army, because 146 Englishmen were imprisoned. In that, 123 were died. So, by seeing that, he got angry. Who? Young clerk from the East India Company. This is Robert Clive. So, Robert Clive attracted the rich locals in Manikchand and also the Nemichand, Jagat Seth, banker of Bengal, and other towards. So, he was successful in conceiving Mir Jafar, the military head of Siraj-ud-Dowlah, to stay neutral in the battle, or by offering him the post of Nawab of Bengal. So, it was encouraged by these developments. Robert Clive declared a war against the Siraj-ud-Dowlah in the year 23rd, 1757. So, everything went according to the plan of the Clive only. But Siraj-ud-Dowlah, who tried to escape from the battlefield, he was captured and he was killed by this Robert Clive. So, what was the outcomes? Outcomes means, children, results. Here it is. The results of the Battle of the Plassey. So, this is for the 2 marks. This war brought out the immortality, lack of unity among the Indians, and the greed of Indian businessmen also. Mir Jafar became the Nawab of the Bengal. The company gained exclusive rights to trade in Bengal. Mir Jafar had to pay rupees 17 crores and 70 lakhs as war indemnity to the British East India Company for the attack on the Fort William by Siraj-ud-Dowlah. So, this, in a nutshell, Mir Jafar became a victim of the company and its employees, even though the treasury went bankrupt due to this greedy nature. The greediness of the company and its official was never satisfied here. The British projected Mir Jafar as an insufficient Nawab and brought his son-in-law Mir Qasim as the Nawab of Bengal here. So, now we'll move on to the Battle of Buxar. So, the Battle of Buxar fought on October 27, 1764 was a decisive battle where the British East India Company, led by Major Hector Monro, defeated the allied forces of Bengal's Nawab Mir Qasim and also the Awadh's Nawab Siraj-ud-Dowlah and Mughal Emperor Shah Alam II. It established British supremacy in North India. So, it led to the year 1765. The Treaty of Allahabad and had granted the company control over Bengal, Bihar and also the Orissa. So, what was the causes? So, causes or it is outcomes, results also I will tell here. So, the causes is British officials misused the dastaks, that is the free passes. This caused the massive revenue or a great loss to the Nawab of the Bengal here. So, what was the result of the Battle of Buxar here? Shah Alam II accorded the Diwani rights over Bengal to the British East India Company. Shah Alam II gave away all the rights over Bengal to the British for an annual fee of rupees 26 lakhs. Siraj-ud-Dowlah, the Nawab of Awadh, had to pay war indemnity of rupees 50 lakhs for waging a war against the British East India Company. With the death of Mir Jafar, the British East India Company paid pension to his son and took over the entire administration of the Bengal. Next, children, the Battle of Buxar made a British the real holders of power over the Bihar, Bengal and Odisha provinces, even though Awadh remained under their control. And finally, the English got control over all these places. It went under the control of all the places. It went under the control of the Britishers here. In the year 1765, Robert Clive he introduced, we can say he introduced or he brought dual government in the Bengal. As per this authority, dual government means dual means two. The two government was introduced by this Robert Clive, and as per this authority, authority to collect the land taxes, civil and judiciary were given to the Indian officials, whereas the British retained the authority of managing and as well as the revenue collection also. In this way, the British gained political over India to protect their business interest here. They brought, see, the Robert Clive, a young clerk from the East India Company. He introduced the dual government. The dual government means dual means two governments. One is the Nawab has to look after the overall administration, and the Britishers having the power to control, they'll having the right to collect the taxes here. So this is how they started administrating, and as well as their power, they have made their power as a strong in India. So children, so what and all I explained here, I hope you all understood. So we'll see on to the next class. Next, what and all I said, the important questions, and the question carries how many marks I said. You please go through. If you will not, if you'll be having any doubt, if you'll get any doubt, you please comment. I'm ready to give answers. Thank you.